Hello. So I was working on my bike, and as I would move the pedal, the crank, the bearings on this cassette would just grind. And so the project is to um, disassemble it and then repack it. So here we go. This is a video of me trying to service a Sante Shimano Freewheel. So there's this ring here that I have loosened. So you can use a tap to take that out. It's to take it out, it is clockwise, reverse threaded. And as you can see here, I have bolted in this freewheel into a block of wood in order to take the top ring out. Now you can use a chain whip and put it in and reverse like that, and then you can take that out. But you certainly have to secure this to something because it's very tight. And there you go, and then there is the bearing in there, which will need to be cleaned and re-greased. In the meantime, I need to get these bolts out in order to pick up the freewheel again. So there's this ring nut here that was very hard to take out, but I had to secure the freewheel remover tool in here with a tool like this, hold it in place, and then using this tool hammer this thing out. Now to put it in, you go counterclockwise, so in order to take it out you actually have to go reverse thread it and punch it clockwise here, as you can see. So I was able to loosen that, and the rebuild for the freewheel continues. So after taking this ring out, now I tried to use this with a pin spanner, but it was so tough. Therefore I had to punch it out. But if you're able to get this out with a pin spanner, then that's all the better. There we go. Alright. Now that you have this out, you can take out the insides. Now as I lift this up, you got to be careful because you've got these ball bearings both at the top and at the bottom, as you can see there. So what you need to do is to count them so that you can put them back after you clean them and reinstall them. So that's what I'm going to do. So I got the part pretty much clean. I ran it through a paint thinner with a wired brush and then sprayed it off with a carburetor cleaner to get out all the rust and all the paint thinner. So as you can see, it's in pretty decent shape. Here are the balls. There are a couple of washers here that I also cleaned, and it's ready for installation, reinstallation. So what's going to happen is that I'm going to put a bead of grease around this area here, and then put back the ball bearings, and then I'm going to also put a bead of grease around the top ring there, and then put in the ball bearings, and then we'll tighten everything up. So I've greased this piece here around, and I placed a ring of grease on the top rail there. Then I also went ahead and greased the inside here, as you can see. So now we're ready for the ball bearings, and we'll start with this bottom one here, and we'll just place it in one by one. And with the ring of grease there, it serves as a glue to hold the ball bearings in place. So I'll continue for both the bottom and the top. So this is what the finished bottom layer looks like. And then now for the top layer. Gotta work really carefully to place these things in. It's a pretty monotonous, tedious work, but when you get the grinding sound out of your ride and the wheel is smooth, it's all going to be worth it. What happened was that there was rust that formed in here. Additionally, the old grease which were packed in dissipated, and so it was just metal on metal, and so when the metal rubs upon each other, even small amounts of dirt or rust create that grinding sound, and it just doesn't sound right. So by overhauling these bearings, I hope to get a really smooth ride out of this Freewheel here. It's also sort of a challenge, I haven't done this before, but sort of like tinkering around and trying to understand how things work. This piece was quite a piece of work because wasn't able to find a specific similar model on the internet that teaches how to do it, but by looking at others, and I was just able to figure how to get it out. It wasn't an easy task with the moving parts, and you have to keep some things stationary and others trying to unscrew it, etc. But was finally able to figure it out, and it's really quite satisfying. Hopefully it will give me a smooth ride, and that will be most satisfying. Right, so we're almost done here. I'm putting in these bearings. Pushed some up So let's push them back down so they can redistribute itself. Okay. All right. So that is that. Now, let's reinstall this thing so these washers goes on top of here. Let's give it some grease. So slide that down to its base. And then, very carefully, slide that on top of and you gotta fiddle around so that it clips the pawl there. Now that we got it packed, this little ring goes on top, and if you recall, I pounded clockwise to get it out. So to get it in, it needs to go counterclockwise. Let me see if I can put some grease on top there. Help it go in. There you go. So we have to tighten that, put it through here to these little bolts I put into this piece of wood, and now I can hold it and tighten that. And then we're going to put on this ring that goes clockwise, and your chain whip will be used to snap it in this way. Finally, you put on this cap, and that is the finished assembly. So I've just repacked the Freewheel and reinstalled it on the hub, and as you can see now, when I move it, it's rolling much smoother, just like butter, which is perfect. Thanks for watching.